Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kodiak here, and I know it's November and it's closer to the holiday season than ever before, and we are still waiting for some Hytale information. But the truth is, there was absolutely nothing this week. I mean, literally nothing. Not much artwork, had a couple things come in, but I didn't want to do a whole episode on that. So instead, I wanted to change it up. It is the season of giving thanks and reflecting. So I wanted to talk about something that I bet a lot of you guys have talked about or at least thought about before, and that's what does Hytale mean to me? Now I say that it's very lofty, it's very like, okay, here we go, another introspective BS video. But the truth is, there is a reason why Hytale has been so successful. It has garnered so many millions of views on YouTube, and it has a lot of us really excited about the game. So I want to share a little bit about why I'm excited for the game. And I'm going to kick this one off with something that I would wager to bet that many of you feel the same way. And it's that it's a chance to connect with friends in a way that I haven't done in now a couple years. You guys know me, I'm a big MMO player. I played World of Warcraft for years and years and years. And one of the things about that game that was so important to me was that ability to log on, see all of my friends playing, talk to them in real time. There's something about breaking down that barrier of the virtual space, right? I can text any of my friends. I can call them up if I really want to. But there's something about being in a virtual space with somebody that transcends everything else. And that's something that I think is really important to me with Hytale. Being able to log into a server that's not capped at like 50 or 100, but really an open server of thousands of players and either communicate with the community or, my guild or clan that we're, gonna make, hint, hint, or, just whoever is in the area around me. Those were the things about World of Warcraft that I love so, so much. And we were always working towards a collective goal. And that's kind of the second part to that thing. You have a guild, you have a clan, or even if you're just part of a single posse that runs around, you guys always have a collective goal. And we sure as heck did, whether it be raiding or doing dungeons or getting better gear. All of those things made an impact because day by day, we would log in, we'd interact, and we'd move towards that collective goal. Now, of course, technology has changed a lot of this, right? We have Discord now. Of course, we have Twitter, Instagram, all those things. But Discord is really the big one for us. Once Discord came on the scene, our guild became a 24/7 guild, right? We were at a point where you would just log on and whoever was on was who you could communicate with. But now, with Discord and Slack and all those other things, you can communicate constantly with these people 24/7. And if you hang out in the Game Gurus Discord, you'll know that we talk about Hytale pretty frequently. I mean, I wouldn't say it's 24/7, but I can imagine when the game actually comes out, it's 24/7. But breaking down that barrier again, going into a virtual space and working with people towards a collective goal is something that's really important to me. And it's that chance to connect with people that I think I'm really longing for in Hytale. And I really hope that they get it right. And this is kind of the third point to this one. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but as somebody who used to run a guild and, now I'm running a channel, there's always a learning curve to working with other people, whether it be doing quests with them or something bigger like a raid or a big crafting project, something like that. And there is a learning curve to that, but it is incredibly rewarding when you eventually accomplish that thing. Eventually you break, I don't want to say break down people, but you get through to people and they start to have a respect for you. You have a respect for them. I've always said that the internet is truly an equal playing field. There is not one person who is better or worse than the other when you step back and look at it all, especially in an MMO sense, right? When you log into an MMO, you're all equals in some capacity. I don't have to listen to you. You don't have to listen to me. So that getting people on your side, working towards that collective goal comes with showing people that you have a vision, that you have something to get behind, or they have something to get behind, a vision that they have that they want to bring you along with. And those are always the things that get me so excited about online gaming, which is why I think people are trying to put a label on Hytale, and I think we've gone through this quite a bit, where Hytale isn't necessarily a game, it's a platform, but I think there is definitely some game-ness to it. There is something that is going to captivate people and bring them into the fold, and I think for me, it's those things, that connecting to friends, connecting to other people at this deep level that you might not think about, but it's intrinsic. It is just inherent in the thing, especially when you're talking about an online space like this. And since we're talking about that kind of 24/7 gaming experience, I think the second thing that I'm most looking forward to and what Hytale means to me is something daily that I can sink my teeth into. And that is something that I've been missing for so long in my gaming experience. How many times have you logged into your computer or Steam or Origin, whatever, and you look at this massive library of games that you spent hundreds or thousands of dollars on, and you just didn't know what to play? Now, when I was a sophomore in high school, that was not a problem. I was playing WoW every single day. It was something that I, woke up, thought about, went to school, came home, did my homework, played, thought about some more, rinse and repeat. And while some people may think that's a bad thing, I think it's a rewarding thing because I like that consistency in my life, and I like that there's something in there, something that I can, sink my teeth into that really means something to me enough that I can log in every day. I have dozens, hundreds of games that I can play every single day. But there is a reason why people come back to games like Minecraft, to World of Warcraft, to Call of Duty, to Halo. There are reasons why people come back to content like that. And for me, this kind of ties back into the game will be ready when it's ready thing, because Hytale needs to be right out of the gate, right? We just saw, all of us saw, if you followed the whole Cube World thing at all, you saw what happens when a game goes from these high lofty expectations to an absolute disaster when it releases. And that's something that I think the Hytale team really wants to avoid. I think they see all of these things, whether they want to communicate that or not, they see all of these things, right? They know obviously about Minecraft. They know about World of Warcraft. They probably know about Cube World. They've seen all of these things, and now they're trying to learn and tailor their experience to make sure that they have good enough content that people want to play every single day. And part of that, in my opinion, is a roadmap, having frequent updates and communications to let players know that, oh, this content is coming. This is something that's emerged as a trend in the last 2 to 3 years, and I think it is fantastic. Risk of Rain 2, perfect example. Frostpunk, another perfect example. The developers have goals, but they're a smaller team, so they have to release a roadmap to let players know this is coming. This is our goal, whether it be 2020 or 2021. This is our goal. It's going to have this content in it. We're not going to tell you everything, but here it is. And I think that's incredibly important. And for a team that's, growing, obviously the Hypixel team is growing. It's an established team, but it's still an indie team, in my opinion. They do have backing of big companies like Riot, but the team itself, it's their first real game development. So it's an indie team in that regard. But in terms of the financial stability, it's not an indie team. But they have an opportunity to let us know what's going on in the game and when the game comes out, what's going to happen in the next stages of the game. And I think that's really important for a game like Hytale, especially as they, think about the scope and scale of the world that they're going to present to players. Okay, we get onto Orbis. We know that there's other planets involved. Maybe those planets aren't accessible right off the bat, but they let us know, hey, this is coming in 2021. You're going to get one new planet. It's going to have these features, X, Y, and Z. We'll tell you more somewhere down the line. That's really powerful because that gives players a target to set, their hopes and aspirations for as players as well as the developers. So it's kind of a double-edged sword there. You don't want to reveal too much, and I think Noxie have said that quite a bit, but you also want to give players enough that they want to keep coming back, or they know that there's something around the corner to keep them engaged. And to kind of cap this one off, I mentioned in my last video, if you check that out, I hope you did. I thought it was a pretty good video about community and holiday events. This is something that games do usually around Christmas time because it's the easiest holiday to wrap your head around globally. But Hytale is developing a world that is really dynamic and really interesting, and it could be very deep depending on how much lore and how much they want to weave into the fabric of the game. But community and holiday events are something that brings all players together, whether you be casual or hardcore. It brings everybody together, and that's something that I don't think the team should take lightly, especially when they want to keep players coming back at a consistent clip. You can pretty much do a holiday once a month, if not multiple times a month. And that's something that brings players back into the fold. Oh, hey, you haven't been on in a while, but we're doing this holiday or community event. Come on in and check out all of these other things that we've added into the game. It's just a smart marketing play. Even if the holiday stuff, and I've said this before, is a little gimmicky, that's okay. People like that stuff, but it's another way to get players into the game. And to kind of, again, round this one off, I wanted to talk about engaging endgame content. This is something that we haven't talked about at all yet. I don't think any of the Hytale content creators have talked about endgame experiences, but, endgame is important to video games. Having content that is accessible at the end of a player's experience is what really keeps them going after they've leveled, capped, after they've kind of quote unquote finished the game. That's the stuff that keeps them around, whether it be raids, dungeons, crafting, building, PvP, PvE. There has to be content there that keeps players going into the future. And I don't want to ramble about that. I have a lot of plans to talk about endgame content in other videos, but those are kind of the 4 big things for daily content that matter to me. And I finally wanted to touch on one thing. I don't want this video to be super long, and I know we're already past like 10 minutes. So if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate that. But the one thing for me that I think a lot of people are missing about Hytale is that it's a chance to merge and blend genres, right? We see people that talk about Hytale as a sandbox game. We see people talk about Hytale as an MMO. Well, the truth is, it's a chance to merge those 2 genres and possibly other genres, indie genres, right? Roguelike genres. Who knows? It is a chance to blend genres. And I don't think people on either side of the fence, whether it be MMOs or sandboxes, should be upset about that. Obviously, we all see the comparison to Minecraft, Roblox, things like that, but I also see the comparisons to Guild Wars and World of Warcraft and Terraria. There are things that the team at Hypixel and Hytale can bring into the game, go inject it into the game to make it more accessible to players that may not have liked Minecraft or may not have liked World of Warcraft. Things like systems and questing. Systems is one of the biggest things. I hate the systems in Minecraft. I hate them. But Hytale has a great opportunity to make better GUIs, better user accessibility features to keep players like me who didn't really like Minecraft for those things into the game. It's a good opportunity for them. Likewise, you may have hated the World of Warcraft's quest system. It was too complex, too sprawling. Well, hey, Hytale has an opportunity to maybe focus that, bring it a little bit more of a narrow scope. Who knows? It's all of these things that the Hytale team will have to figure out to be like, how can we pull from this group here that may have been turned off with this thing, and then also pull, this group over here and bring them together. I think that's really the key to this. And it could be anything: systems, quests, storylines, mods, user accessibility. I mean, the whole Hytale mod scene is going to be massive. It's going to be massive. But the Minecraft mod scene, while it is large, is convoluted for somebody who's new, right? You want mods to be accessible, just as accessible as they are in, when Curse. If you ever downloaded and used the Curse client, you click on something, you check it out, you download it, it installs into the game. No patching, no updating, manually. It's the big automatic thing when it comes to mods that I think a lot of players are looking for, especially casual players. They want an experience that's turnkey. Go to a thing, find it, install it, clicking 1 or 2 buttons, and then boom, next time you load up your game, it's there. Steam Workshop does a pretty good job with that. Obviously, that's a community-driven thing, which is what mods are. It's not as turnkey as something like Curse, but it works. And it's really good. And I hope that the Hytale team takes that really seriously. I absolutely know that they are. And, to put a final point on this video, it's longevity with Hytale that matters. Hytale is only going to be a long-term game if people find enough content, enough longevity in it to stick around. And I truly believe that. I mean, again, you saw for 3 or 4 years, everybody was freaking out about Cube World. There was a huge Cube World base of players that were just so obsessed with the game. The game came out, it didn't have enough good content, and it definitely didn't have enough longevity. And you can look now, and I think it's already down to less than 500 active players a day. And that's really sad considering I think it was in the tens of thousands at one point. Now, it's hard to say where this, the Hytale project will fall in the spectrum of video game popularity. Is it going to be millions of concurrent players? I don't know. I hope so, because that's going to make for a great experience. But it could also be a small experience, in which case the Hytale team needs to make sure that that content has enough longevity to get people through that. So there's a lot to think about, but I mean, those are the things for me that really matter in Hytale. Those are the things that I'm looking forward to, and the things that when they come out, I'm going to be focusing on. Is there enough endgame content? Are the systems really fleshed out? Are they polished? Is there room for improvement? And is the team communicating those expectations and what's coming next to the player base? I think communication has been my biggest frustration with this whole Hytale project. I know I'm personally giving the team a little chance to reflect, as they said, and kind of hit the reset button, but there may be, that may not happen. And that's a realistic expectation, to assume that because they weren't good in the past, they may not be good in the future. That was definitely the expectation in Cube World, and that's what happened. But I am hoping, I do have a ton of respect for these guys who are making, guys and girls who are making this game, and hope that they can get that communication piece locked in, because as we all know, there is so much potential for this game to be massive on so many different fronts. And yeah, that is what Hytale means to me. I know this is kind of a different video. I wanted to put something out on a Sunday. I know I put these videos out Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week. I wanted to give you guys something, but there just wasn't enough to do in a Hytale weekly wrap video, and I wanted this to actually mean something. But as always, guys, I want to know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comment section below, or hit me up on Discord. I would love to talk about what Hytale means to you. I think there's a lot of people out there who think that, you know, everybody's on the same page when it comes to Hytale, and that's not true. Hytale may mean something completely different to each and every one of you, and we should share those things and we should talk about those things. So leave that in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you want more Hytale content in your feed. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at the Game Gurus, thanks for watching, and play on. Thanks for checking out the video. If you want to learn more about the game, or just want to be part of an incredible video game community, join the Game Gurus on Discord. Be the first to know what's going on with the channel and interact with me and the rest of the team on a daily basis. To join, check out the link below.